contemplate. It is uncalled for.
Thank you,
Out of
everyone, for
pocket.
your patience. Hopefully, things are going to run much smoother now. We're really sorry for all the technical difficulties, but we haven't had a ton of technical difficulties in a while, so we were due.
Yeah.
So, I hate saying that though. All right, so you guys come downstairs. Where are you going to head now? The Seneschal's office is. Oh, sorry. The ballroom is to the south on the double doors. The Seneschal's office is just to the right of the ballroom, and then to the north is the dining room, and then directly beside the dining room is the pantry and the kitchen, which also has the trapdoor that opens to the stairs that go down to the sub-basement. Not sub-basement, but the basement. So where are you guys going to head?
That's Utopia.
Yep, we're going to the ballroom. We're checking it out.
Alright.
I don't trust this.
So you walk into the ballroom, and the first thing you notice is that in the center of the ballroom floor, which is about a 15 by 15 foot area, there was a very large circular ornate rug that would be laid there in times when there wasn't a dance or anything like that, and it was mainly there to dampen sound because this room is huge. And there is a huge chandelier that hangs right above it that kind of hangs over the area and provides light to the room. The carpet is gone. On the floor where the carpet should be is the bare was the bare marble, and it's and it's basically the marble itself is been charred and singed, like the very rock has been charred and singed, and there are patterns in the burns, but they're very hard to make out, and what little you can make out don't make much sense.
Cool.
They're not in a language that I don't think any of you understand.
But there's no one in here?
There's no one in here at all.
Okay. Sketchy, but okay. Alright, then I'm gonna check the room beside it.
Gotcha. That's a Seneschal's office.
Yes.
You see his desk is covered in dust, just like everything else in the rest of, everywhere else that's not like an open area has been. His chair is sitting there, and you can see that one arm of the chair has been like shredded, and there's stains on the floor. The desk has been ransacked. Most everything is pulled out and thrown around the room. There is a small safe, which is where the day-to-day expenses are kept for the household, and that safe looks like it's had the door ripped off. And there's everything in the safe has been either dumped on the floor or whatever probably was of value has been taken.
Okay. I mean, the fact that it was ransacked makes this room feel more suspicious. My dad's office wasn't.
Does Val's detect magic, is that still running, or?
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah.
I think it runs for 10 minutes.
Yep.
So no, nothing, no.
Probably not.
Yep. Nope.
Alright, then basement it is.
Have we tried like an investigation check on
No
that
one said
yet?
an investigation roll.
I'd
Okay,
like
I'll
to do an investigation roll.
Do an investigation roll, Dad.
Investigation.
It's just a 10.
All right. You find basically exactly as I described it. Nothing really of note. You do recognize one thing with that roll, though. If you remember, the Seneschal was at the other house.
Yeah.
And he was missing an arm. You notice that the chair, his chair, that has been torn apart on one side, is on the left side, and he was missing his left arm below the elbow.
Oh.
Huh. I'm gonna poke the chair See if it does anything first.
Chair mimic! Roll initiative. Just kidding.
Ah, fuck!
And since you poked it, you're automatically stuck to it.
No!
No, actually, there's nothing in there. The chair itself, like I said, everything's covered in dust. This looks like it happened quite a while ago. And mostly it's just dark stains on the leather of the chair and some dark stainage on the ground. And it looks like that the chair arm was splintered or crushed by something very large and heavy.
So they were surprised enough that he was still sitting when he lost his arm.
Possibly.
Or they put him in a chair and ripped his arm off.
Also,
That's a little bit worse.
Well, I guess basement.
Seems likely.
All right. So you guys gonna start heading towards the basement?
Yup.
All right. So you go into the kitchen. That's the dining room. I couldn't find nice enough tables. And in the dining room, once again, there's that giant long table that you and Aeom sat at. There is the portraits on the wall are on the left-hand side as you come in. All those portraits I described of Utopia's family. On the right-hand side, there is that serving area where the butlers were standing by, and there is a door that goes into the kitchen area. The kitchen area is basically set up as mainly a working kitchen. There's a stove. There's a bunch of tables. There's a pantry that's but everything has been coated in a layer of dust. The stove doesn't look like it's been lit in forever. But in the room, you do see in the south that there is the grate that covers the stairs that go down to the larder and the storage in the basement.
I'm going to investigate the paintings.
Okay. Do you want to make me an investigation check?
Yeah.
I would like to help.
You may have advantage.
That I definitely need help. Holy crap.
Roll another d20.
And I also have a -1.
Oh boy!
Oh no!
I don't think there's much helping.
Let's see what you can do. You get advantage. He did help you.
Oh, okay. So do I roll? Okay, I guess.
Roll
Another
it again.
d20.
Oh, wait, okay.
-1.
Yep. Where's the? Why do I not have my thing? There we go. Yeah. 10.
Da da da. It was much better. Yeah, you don't really. There's nothing special about the paintings. You spent enough time staring at them uncomfortably last time that you have your ones that you're suspicious of, but there's nothing really significant about the paintings themselves.
Okay.
So what are you doing now, Utopia?
I'm gonna pull up the grate.
The grate is to the south down there. All right.
Yeah.
So you go downstairs, you pull up the grate, you see a spiral staircase that goes down. There is a little bit of light coming from below, which means that at least one of the lanterns down there is lit. And but there's no sound, there's no movement. You do hear that the occasional drip of water. There is a larder down here because the ground, it's much colder down here below, and there is a underground well that's down here, and the family. You do know the family knows there's a stream that runs under this portion of the house, and it keeps this area and these rooms cooler, which is where they store a lot of the root vegetables and other stuff like that.
Okay.
So you gonna head down?
Yes, I am.
Hang on 1 second. Dragging everyone in. I'm dragging everyone in. I dragged Inari in before Val. All right. Is everyone who is blind and who can see?
I'm blind.
You're always blind. It never saves your stuff.
Yep.
I gotta figure out how to make that happen. Excuse me. All right, there you go.
I was blind, but now I see.
But now you see. All right. So this is the main storage room. This is where like root vegetables, a lot of other things are stored that to be kept cool. And this is also the portion that the well runs under. I couldn't find one, but in the corner there is a hand pump and a little bit of spout there, and a little like catch basin, which where people come downstairs to get water and bring it back up. And then there's a door to the south that is slightly ajar, and you can know that further down in here, what else is down in this rooms are there is storage, a large storage room beyond this. And you do know that the storage room, there's several rooms that are kept empty, and they're used for, like, you know, if they ever have someone, like, you know, because they've had people break into the house before looking for treasure and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So if they ever have to detain anyone, they'll lock them in one of these rooms. And that there is also a passage to the family crypt that comes down, that's down here as well.
Oh. It's probably in there, isn't it? Okay. Well, isn't that always where it is? Like,
I don't know. I don't know these things.
They're gonna... You don't know. They're gonna put... Oh yeah, let's put this devil contract with the parsnips. No one will find it. Like,
with the parsnips.
Alright. Into the crypt, then.
I love that. Into the crypt, then. Like I have a choice.
Of course it's in the family crypt. Ugh.
Right.
Ugh.
So you're starting to head through?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. You come down into the southern room, and this is another storage area. But there's a lot of individual rooms in this storage area, and that's mainly for, like, if they want, they'll try and store like things in those rooms, like furniture in one room, old clothes in another room, and stuff like that. You do see that all the doors down here are closed, and that's not unusual. You know, that they usually do that to try and keep things sealed as much as possible, because it is kind of damp down here. But you also see that the two lanterns in this room are lit, which means someone's been through here recently, at least.
Yep.
But before anyone does anything, I'm going to, like, put my hand on Utopia, like, hang on a moment, and I'm going to take a breath, close my eyes, and I'm going to put my sight through Inari, and I'm going to send them through to take a look in the next room and see if we see anything. All right.
So you see, like I said, all the rooms as I described. The doors are all closed. Let's see what Inari sees. Yeah, he sees all the rooms. The doors are all closed. Where are all my walls?
No walls.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't noticed any walls either.
And they're gone now. Yay. I told you I've been having trouble with... I've been working on this... I was working on this afternoon, and I've been having trouble with Foundry all day. Alright, so... But anyway, yeah, all this... As Inari goes down to the south, you can see that there is a steel door that bars off the passage that goes down to the south and the east. And you can see that there, Inari can't tell if there's no light coming from under or around the door.
Okay.
So whatever light is in this area, it does not extend beyond the doorway.
Gotcha. All right. I pass that information along to everybody around me. I call Inari back, and I will retain my own sight.
Give me sight beyond sight. I'll try something real quick. Yep, it did not save my walls.
So, Val,
Yes.
when you do that, is it 3 different voices in your head? Or do you get a slight reprieve from the voice in your head and deal with the voice in Inari's head?
No, she's always there. She's always in my head.
That sounds horrible.
It's not bad actually. I rather enjoy her company.
It is like having your mother inside your skull at all times. That's
No.
Val,
Not like my mother at all.
Val, in your head,
Oh,
you hear, I've seen the way those two act. They need their mom in their heads.
drag.
I will just like start laughing. She says thank you.
Why do I feel like you're not being honest?
I just look to Utopia. Just no.
Oh, okay,
No.
okay.
All right, so what are you guys gonna do?
I mean, go. Let's go through the spot with no walls.
Yeah, the no walls. Well, at least you guys can move around easy down here now.
Yeah, just start phasing through shit.
So, like I said, all the doors to all those little chambers are closed. The only door Utopia. Before you try and go down that hall, the steel door is closed, and oddly enough, it doesn't seem to want to open. But you know for a fact that it shouldn't be locked because this is the door to the crypt.
Yeah.
So what are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna open the door in front of me.
Okay.
Feels disrespectful.
You
to
open that
smash
door,
my
and that door is mainly just storage. It looks like it's probably old. It looks like it's actually boxes and boxes of stuff that is labeled as, guard uniforms and other different types of clothing.
What about that door?
That door is labeled with old paintings and furniture and knickknacks.
I've opened.
Furniture in there. And paintings. Weren't you looking for a painting earlier?
Well, I mean, I think it wouldn't. I think it would be with the portraits. Those are the things that have been handed down. Those are the things that we had before. I don't. What are they? Portraits, or are they just like landscapes?
They're kind of like, some of them were gifts to the family. Some of them are older family members who are not as relevant anymore and have been taken down.
I
You're no
wouldn't
longer
know
relevant.
any of that.
Redacted relatives.
Like there's a bunch of paintings and furniture in this.
And by furniture, I mean this is like older furniture that's no longer in style and just hasn't been given away or sold. It's been stored down here, and it's just like little end tables and stuff like that from that would decorate the house.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Am.
I opened the door that I'm standing at.
All right, that one is full of actual furniture. Like there's old broken down beds. There's a couple of wardrobes in here. This room is also larger than the others and oddly shaped. But it's, there's every nook and cranny is piled high with furniture beyond the door.
Aim just gestures at the door. How much furniture does your family need?
Well, you have to rotate it with the seasons.
What?
I turn around and like kind of give her like the one eyebrow. Do you?
Well, I mean, you can't use summer furniture when it's cold.
Have to.
Well, because there's. I mean,
Is it ritualistic?
it's not
Tradition?
Well, it's you got to.
I kind of peer over at Aeon. It's ritualistic with people who have money.
Ah, okay.
When you have money to burn, you can do kind of frivolous shit like that.
It's not.
We just got a lot of platinum. Do we have to do this now, Val?
No, we don't.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Well,
And I look at Utopia. We don't.
no, it's not about that. No, it's not about that. But it's practical. It's practical.
Is it?
No, it's not.
You have your wooden furniture that breathes and doesn't retain heat, and you have your wool covers and your cushions for when it's warm.
I have used the same stool since I was 10.
You see there's a stool hanging off his belt.
No.
It's his whoopee.
It's back at home, but that is what we had our meals on. Like, we sat on the same stool.
Well, we don't change out the dining room furniture because... Well,
Chaotic Thembo said, "You peasants don't understand."
Forbid.
I'm just
God
going
forbid
to this
that
door
you
and
change
look
out
in the
dining room
phone.
furniture.
At this point, like,
Because the table's too big to have down there. You have one good table made.
Right.
My blanket was passed down like 6 generations.
Generation?
Yeah.
No,
was
no,
our
no.
couch.
You have your baby blanket. That one is probably
His
framed
blanket
somewhere.
is full of patches because every kid of every generation would choose a corner and start chewing.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh no, I like rubbed it.
Rubbed it.
Oh
Like
my
thumb and
God.
forefinger. Yeah.
I thought everyone did that. I thought everyone
Yeah.
did that.
Right?
Well,
you have
I guess some things
such
are universal.
strange customs. And I'll open the door in front of me for this room.
All
I
right.
didn't think they were strange.
I thought you already. No,
No,
That-
I hit the one above it, not this one.
gotcha. That one is almost a duplicate of the one above it. It's like they have so much crap that it's almost an
I
identical
see
room.
it. I see it. I just slam the fucking door.
Look, that is just.
Do you hold feast for the entire city?
No.
Do
Then
at
what's
least
the point?
do you at least give away the things you don't need.
Oh no, there's a whole room of old shit over there.
Do you not like
Because we-
empty space?
Because we change it out.
Why would you?
I don't even want to open this door, but
Might as well. We're here now. We might as
open the
well.
door.
You might as well. We're here.
Open mine as well.
All right. So Sugash, where'd you go, Grandpa? Oh no, you're still the same one. Sugash, you open your door. The first thing you note about your door is that there is a slight musty smell when you open it, and there in the room. The room is completely empty. In the room, there is from the light of the doorway, and because you have dark vision, so you can see pretty well. There is a bucket to one side. There is a tin plate laying on the floor. And at the back of the room, there is a crumpled heap with a blanket over it.
I'm just going to close the door.
More blankets.
This one's occupied.
By who?
I would start to explain, but I don't think you want to hear it, right?
Do you rotate people too? Is he your winter person?
You winter person. Oh my god.
I look at Utopia.
We can't assume.
Anything? I mean, would you know about this?
I'm gonna open my door.
What, there's a person in there.
Empty room.
Empty room.
Mm-hmm.
At least you don't have that much shit. Oh wait, there's 5 rooms over there. Not a person.
There's a person.
Is it alive?
Did you see me poke it?
No, that's typically my job. Should I go poke it? She probably knows it. Why are we
It?
trying to?
Is it? Who,
I'll
It's
go
the
over
winter
there.
person.
I'll go over there. I'll open the door. I'll cast Mage Hand, and I will poke the.
Oh
the
my
crumpled
God.
thing with the Mage Hand.
You poke the mage hand. The whatever's under the blanket kind of nudges. It moves when the mage hand pushes it, and then when the mage hand comes off it just kind of rolls almost back into the same position.
I close my eyes. I know I'm gonna regret this. I know I'm gonna regret this. I know I'm gonna regret this. I pull the blanket off of the whatever it is.
Laying on the ground is what's obviously a corpse. There's the back. You can see the back of the head. There's thin whitish blondish hair. There is the body is laying on its side, facing away from you. It seems to be in what looks to be like an old nightshirt that's heavily soiled, heavily stained, torn up in places. The feet. It's pulled up into like a fetal position, and it's basically got its back to you. You can see that there's not much flesh left on it. It looks like rats have probably been at it before. But it's obviously been there a while. Probably months.
I'm going to turn to Utopia. Sweetheart, I hate to do this to you, but do you recognize this person or what's left of them?
Do I?
It looks like one of your dad's nightshirts.
I will use Mage Hand to turn the body over.
I was about to be like...
You turn the body over. It moves. It's so desiccated and everything like that it moves easily. Because Mage Hand's limited to 5 pounds. But,
Right.
the Mage Hand can actually move the body over. In Utopia, your father, he wasn't a big man, but he wasn't small. And, of course, in his later years, he had run to fat. And, he put on the healthy man's lifestyle of weight. And, but this is... what this body is like... It looks like half the size of what your father would have been.
Yeah.
And as you roll the body over... The hands of the body are up to the chest. And, you can tell that they basically are locked in that way. So it rolls over and the hands are still sitting like this.
What's that look, RJ?
I will Mage Hand and see if I can't move the hands and see
How
if
much
it's
damage are
holding
you
something.
willing to do?
To the body?
After a few moments, it's very apparent that the with the desiccation and everything like that the hands, the tendons have locked the hands in this position. It would take some effort to untangle them.
Ooh. Is there any kind of indication from Utopia that she might recognize whoever this person was outside of the nightshirt?
Just do
Is
it.
anyone carrying any type of light in here? Because remember, this is dim light in here.
I cast dancing lights.
Oh, okay. All right. When the dancing lights come up, you can see that the figure is holding what looks to be a small journal, a book of some kind, to its chest. It's basically Utopia. You recognize it as a quote unquote travel journal. They're very cool to have. They're leather. When they're closed, they're pretty much waterproof, and they come with their own little small pen that has its the ability to dispense ink no matter what angle you're at. So you can even write upside down. And it was, one of the things your father used to take around to take notes in.
I think it's him. Just get the book. He's gone.
Wait.
Anyway.
It is your father. Why would we desecrate your ancestor's corpse?
I mean, look at him. He's already been desecrated.
So go get it.
Okay.
Can I just say a prayer first?
Suck it up, be a woman, and go get it!
Turn to Grandpa. Like, look, dude. It's no matter how much of a shithead he was, it's her father. And I don't know. I don't think she's ever had to deal with this before. I might be wrong. But let's give her a moment.
outside of the scene, I have to run and get something. Sorry, besties. Hold on.
No
I'll be
worries.
right back.
I'm
so
gonna crack the
sorry.
door I'm standing in front of because I got 2 more to go.
Go ahead, rummage through everything.
All right, so Grandpa, you open the door you're in front of, and as you do so, when you open the door, there is an even stronger musty odor in here.
Oh.
And when you throw the door open, there is at least, there's at least 10 bodies that are in here. And these bodies have not been laid out here gently, like to rest until they were buried. They have literally looked like it's been thrown in here. It's a jumbled up pile of remains. And you can see that some of them, you can recognize the uniforms of the house guard.
Shugosh, you need to look at this. There is a pile of corpses in this one.
Those are the winter guards.
The winter guards.
So they did not
Fuck.
need them anymore.
Apparently not. It's a very weird family.
I'm trying my best to like stifle a laugh as I'm like shaking my head in my
Yeah.
head.
I mean, to be fair, I still don't fully understand rotating out things. So for all I know, that's the storage for winter. Like,
I don't think that applies to people, not unless the people are killed or fired. I mean, in this case, I guess it would apply.
I mean, we could set them on fire and get rid of them. Is that what you mean by fired?
That is not what I meant. Although that probably would be a good idea to lay them to rest and, give them a proper
can I
sending
check
off.
to see if anything is alive in this pile of bodies?
What are you going to use to check that?
My hands.
Oh, you're just going to... Yeah, no, go make an investigation
Go
check.
in and look. See
No.
anything.
I just didn't know if you're going to
touch
use,
them.
detect thoughts to see if there's anything, there or anything like that, so...
Oh, that's
There are no thoughts among the bodies. They're perfectly normal human beings.
I won't shoot you.
You're having issues
Sorry.
with GM.
Yep, I can see it.
That's 13. I'd assume that would be an investigation roll. Or would you want medicine since they're...
Investigation, if you can hear me.
Whoa, that was fast.
13.
So when you're looking around through the bodies, you quickly discern that there is no living person in here.
Oh, no.
With that roll, we now have that on tape.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we're back.
Nice.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I really am sorry. This has been a lot of connect and disconnect issues going on real quick. I'm pretty sure it's my ISP having a lovely day. But yes, we are back. So, in the meantime, so you opened that door and you discovered that there is a huge pile of bodies. And they all seem to be wearing the uniform of Utopia's family's house guard.
Winter guard.
Winter guard. And Sugash went in and investigated a little bit. He discovered that the bodies, there's a lot of bodies in here. They've been thrown in here haphazardly. And that the bodies have all show signs of having been in some kind of brutal fight. They all show horrible wounds. And they all show, like they were, and also that they were mauled even probably beyond death. Because some of these wounds couldn't have been survived.
Found your demon friends.
So, if my father's down here with them, means he probably had just as much to do with it directly as them.
I mean, you could go get the book and find out.
Well, she was getting the book while you were doing that, so.
Oh, well, I've got the book.
Yeah.
I'd say a prayer before she grabs the book just for his soul. His mother.
You basically get in there and you manage to pull the book out of his hands without doing much. The first thing you recognize is on one of the fingers is his signet ring as head of the household. The journal is stained, but it when you unzip it and everything like that and open it up, it is still there's still pages in it. There is a lot of his writings in it, him detailing a lot of day-to-day stuff that was going on right around the time that you guys were having the fight. You see that there is some notes on, the fact that the house has been turned upside down by Utopia's leaving. That most of the servants are very upset and they don't understand why he's done what he's done. The Seneschal has, been countering daily, trying to get him to change his mind. But in the journal it says, but they don't. None of them understand. She cannot be here when it happens. It says, this household has been doomed for over 100 years. And I've been finding a way to stop it. I've been trying to find a way to stop it. This is the only thing I have not been willing to sacrifice is our lives. And he says, and it was only because it would have to include hers. It says, the Astor House fell long before our home was destroyed. And it's been my burden to keep this from her and to hide this secret from everyone, lest the life that she was raised to know be snatched away from her just by the cruel fate of mistakes made by her ancestors. She found people who were willing to fight our house guard just to give her the chance to tell me to go to hell. He says, if she has found that, then she has found better than she could ever even find here. He says, and then the last line says, if you find this, I'm sorry. I would have told you more, but we ran out of time. Don't think that I don't deserve every ounce of spite and ire you have for me. I did bad things to keep the Astor name from being destroyed. To try and keep what you deserve to have, your birthright, for you. But I could not find a way out from underneath this infernal contract. If you're in this house, that means that you've been drawn back to try and find the pact. It says, shortly after you disappeared, a man came to the house. He said he knew how to find you. And everyone believed him. None of us could do a thing to stop him. All of us, all we could do, our brains were fuddled, our minds were not our own. He brought in more people he called assistants, and they set up a horrible ritual in the grand ballroom. They began bringing these things through. They killed the house guard. They did horrible things to the people here. They locked me in this cell And I think they've forgotten about me by now. It's been 3 days since I've had any water. He says, I don't think I'll make it much longer. I just wanted you to know that you were safer staying away. But you do, if you can, if you and your new friends can, need to find the pact and destroy it. It's your only chance at freedom. It says, I managed to find a way to blot it, to smear it. He says, if you can destroy it, it will lose their hold on the Astor lands and the Astor family's blood. He says, after that, I am so sorry that you will have to make up for the sins of your family. But there is nothing else that can be done other than allowing you to restore the name of House Astor and save your own soul. It's not promised to them. It cannot be done so unless you willingly give it. But as you know, your blood has ties to the Celestial. Not all Celestial are good. Be careful. And that's all it says.
I walk up to Utopia. I put an arm around her. You okay?
No, but I haven't been okay for weeks. So
Fair. That's fair.
what's another thing? Like my dad lying to me about disowning me too, because apparently he can't be honest to literally save his life.
Sounds like he did it to save yours, though.
Didn't
there's
even give me a chance to try and help him.
I think he saw that it was too late for him. Thought maybe the best thing he could do as a father was to do what he could for you. It's what I would do.
Well, I'm not gonna let you get to this point.
I don't know that I do all the lying and what have you, but I would.
I would hope not.
But you get what I'm saying. I would. The sentiment is the same.
Yeah, well, I'm not letting anything do this to anybody else.
Yeah. We need to find that pact.
Yes, we do. And just destroy it at this point.
Yeah.
Apparently that's the only option.
Yeah. Any ideas where he might have taken it? Or hid it?
I mean, let's start with the family crypt, since there's something wrong with that door.
Yeah. So I will walk up to the door,
All right.
and I'll try to just, like, push it open, if I can.
Make me a strength check.
Oh, boy. That's gonna be fun. Nope, that fell off the thing. I'm not going after it yet. It rolled under my couch. That is a 7. A flat 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can't even budget. You can tell that the door's not locked. Like you can make the handle move, but there is something on the other side of the door.
Okay. Then I will instead, I'll take a breath, and I'll knock 3 times on the door and cast knock.
All right. So the door swings open slowly, which is not the normal for knock. When you cast knock, the door normally just flies open.
Right.
But the door swings open, and you hear a heavy grating noise. And as the door swings open, it gets to a point where like one person could probably fit through it, and then it can't move any further.
Okay. Can I see anything through?
There is
what
no
opening
light
of
in
the
that
door there
hallway.
is?
There's no light in that hallway.
I'm gonna send my dancing lights down the hallway.
So when the hallway goes down about 15 feet, and then at that angle, and then curves off and heads off to the east.
Okay.
Oh, and beside the door, leaned up against the door, is a huge stone sarcophagi lid.
Okay.
Probably weighs close to
is there
300
anything-
pounds.
Say again?
Probably weighs close to 300 pounds.
Is there anything like carved or written on that lid?
It's kind of like whoever did it, you would have to go into the hallway and look back because the lid's kind of like leaned up against it, and so
Yeah.
whatever's written in it is facing out.
Okay, so I will walk in and try and take a look at the lid. I'll take one of the dancing lights and kind of let it hover around me.
So the lid says Olivia Astor, beloved aunt, forever may she rest.
This seems to have belonged to an Aunt Olivia. Does that ring any bells?
My dad's sister.
Yeah.
All right. And I will continue down the hall. I will warn you, be careful, everyone. It's kind of a narrow hall. Stay close.
It's about 5 feet wide.
I'm gonna open the last door.
Which last? Oh, last door?
Oh my god.
You open
There's
that?
one left. Like my OCD cannot take one fucking left that I
Okay,
can't.
okay, I'll note the last door.
You open the last door, and there are more bodies.
Aeon was just slipping his mask off after doing the like prayers
these
for the other
bodies
bodies,
look
and
like-
just slips it right back on and walks into the room.
These bodies aren't dressed in any military garb, soldiers' uniforms, or anything like that. Aeon, as you slip your mask back on, and you kind of like are walking into the room, the first thing you see and recognize, remember that young lady who was the attendant in the rooms? You see her house dress
Oh.
on a body.
Damn it, Ray. Yeah, Aeon just spends a little bit of extra time. He sort of like parts her hair and just smiles and spends just an extra moment. I'm sorry. You were surprisingly sweet, even with my misunderstanding. May you be in the Miss Mother's embrace. And I walk from the room.
Gotcha. Val, how far ahead do you send the dancing lights ahead of you?
I send them all the way to this next door.
There is an obvious, it sticks out a little bit. There's a stone door, double doors, at the end of this room. It's obviously the entrance to the mausoleum. There's the Astor family crest carved into relief in the stone. There are wall sconces to hold torches, and there's torches in them, but none of the torches are lit down here.
Okay. Let's see. I will. Fuck it. It's a cantrip. I'll spend a cantrip to do firebolt to light the sconces.
Okay. Now you light the sconces. Actually, let me get in there and do that for you.
It's like a bit of black flame that comes from my hands, but it turns orange once it hits the sconces.
The heck? All right. So the two torches light up. One on the end of the hall near the door, one right in front of this door. The hall is illuminated, and you can see the relief now on the seal for the crypt. It is the emblem from House Astor, and it is done in very, very strong detail carved into the stone itself. But the doors themselves are closed.
Look at Utopia. Do you want to open the doors?
Yeah.
All right. You go and push the doors open, and as you do so, the doors swing open, and there is a room beyond the door that has 6 crypts in here. There are cubbies on the walls that have other crypts that are have been slid into these cubbies in the walls. But at the far end of the room, leaning up against the wall, almost nonchalantly,
Here we fucking go.
is a huge winged humanoid form with a long tail. He's just a classic devil. The room in here is, because the walls are lined up with crypts, and there's some empty cubbies, but because the walls are lined with crypts and everything like that, they basically are. The room in here is about 12 feet tall. His horns and his wings tips are, brush the ceiling. And he says, and he's standing there, and in one hand he's holding a large rolled up parchment, and the other hand he has a pitchfork. And he says, Miss Astor and Company?
The look is really on the nose, right?
Yeah,
He's like,
honestly.
I can't help what I manifest as. Literally, this is what you people think I look like, and this is the why I look this way.
So you give in to stereotyping, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
No,
that's not very
I
progressive
fit a
of you.
role. It's like, there are rules, no matter what your queen mothery person wants to think, there are rules for how the universe works.
I mean,
She just wanted
I
to
was-
keep people safe.
And
I was always
that's-
taught that rules were meant to be broken. So, there's that.
Yes, well, I can introduce you to people who think that too, and they're just as deceived as you are.
Fun.
He says, so, where's the rest of your little merry troop? He's like, doesn't really matter, I'm only here to deal with her.
Well, to deal with her, you'll have to deal with us.
I mean literally deal, not... And he does a stabbing motion with a pitchfork.
Oh
not
my God.
deal.
Oh no, not this. No.
He lets the scroll, kind of unroll in his hands, and you can see that it is this incredibly detailed document. It's basically a Cureform document that's got everything, all this text on it you can't read, but you can see that a large portion of the bottom left corner of it has been. It looks like it's been literally smeared on with some kind of substance that has since obliterated a lot of the text. It says, so, your pact technically only holds, and he rolls it up, by the fact that it has been in existence for so long, and its wording is well known. He says, but the document needs to be restored. He says, lest we have a violation of our contractual agreements. He says,
Why would she want to restore it?
Because we provide for House Astor to both have success in their business dealings in these realms, by utilizing our limited influence in this realm to sway those who would wish to see them fail or just not want to give them the type of deal they want. He says, and in return, House Aster gives us access to the possibilities of this plane.
Well, as you can see, all of her kinfolk are dead.
Yeah, don't really want to be a merchant. I
There's
was
no
never
more
good
House
with math.
Aster.
Well, that's okay. There is still a House Aster. She's standing right there with you. And the whole scenario I'm talking about is we're looking to renegotiate. The pact has to be amended because it's been partially obliterated. It still is a pact with beings of the underworld, and it still holds sway over you and over us. Now, we have two things we can do. He says, we could destroy the pact, which would undo everything we have done to conceal the actions of House Aster in the very rending of the Miss Mother's soul. The beginnings of all this. The actions that caused an entire world to be slapped from its orbit. And now slowly die as they freeze to death. All that, although not only House Aster's fault, most everyone else is well hidden. House Aster is the only ones who are caught on the fringes and needed protection. And
That doesn't rest on your shoulders, Utopia.
no, it does
does
not.
not.
It does not. I cannot lie. It does not rest on Utopia's shoulders. But she does bear the name. And there will be many people who don't understand and only know that House Aster is somehow responsible for their loved ones being slowly killed with no way to really save them.
Ignorance will exist regardless of that pact.
Yes, but ignorance is also going to wave pitchforks and carry, stabby things and chase you for the rest of your life.
I turn to Utopia. I mean, technically, you don't bear the name Aster
I was-
anymore. Just
It's like,
saying,
oh,
you bear
shush.
the name.
Saying
Okal
little
now.
words means nothing. You haven't even filed any paperwork.
Paperwork.
And he kind of like waves the rolled up document and says, "And we love paperwork, so we know."
He might have me there.
Well,
And it doesn't matter what she changes her names to, there will always be people looking. And without our influences to conceal what has been done and what was done. And one other little thing. And he turns and looks at Aeom and he says, the rending is what has caused the grievous wound to the Miss Mother and caused her the pain that has caused this manifestation of her fears and caused her so much anxiety that she has hidden herself away.
And children make mistakes.
Hmm?
And children make mistakes.
Oh, yes. And sometimes those mistakes hurt more than themselves. And in this case, we, if given the right tools, could help at least partially restore the damage and maybe give the Miss Mother enough strength to recover herself enough if she were willing to talk with us.
but would she be?
Would she be what?
She wouldn't.
Be willing to talk with us?
You can hear the false sincerity dripping in his voice.
No.
I
He's
can't
lying.
help it. I'm an archetype. I don't have a choice.
I do have a favor to ask since we're mid-IP. Will everyone put themselves in marching order, please?
What is that?
Just the
Where
order as you're standing in the
because
hallway.
We're all standing in the hallway, so I didn't know if we had walked in and are having this conversation, or are we just screaming at him?
He invited you in, but no one. He invited you in, but no one stepped in. So I don't know what you guys are doing.
Moved.
Yeah, no one's moved.
So if we want to move in, like,
Yeah, you can move in and space yourselves out. You can stay in the hallway. Just let me know what you're doing.
I'm gonna move in then and just.
I'm staying with Val. Like, I don't want to get too close. Like, don't want him to snatch.
Now,
me.
each one of those crypts are about 4 feet high, so they do block. They'll give you anyone behind them gets heavy cover. Like you can't even see an Ari, and if you get behind them, you'll have heavy cover from any range attacks.
I was about to say, does Am like perch on one?
I am literally
Aeon
sitting on one.
Yeah, that's good because the one on the other side has the lid off. So.
Oh, okay, good.
Everyone, if you come in there, and they will be difficult terrain for that square because you'll have to like kind of jump over them type thing. All right, so there's Sugash. What about Grandpa? Where is he?
So in trying to fit my big self through this fucking door,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to attempt to move the slab out of the way of the door to
Sure.
open it more.
Give me a strength check.
Do I have advantage on that? Has gone without. No. Okay. 17 plus 3, that is a 20.
Yes.
Damn.
You basically managed to shove the door all the way open. The large stone sarcophagi lid goes and kind of falls against the wall, and you kind of pin it up there with the door. Then as you let the door kind of close, you basically kind of kick the bottom of the sarcophagi lid out a little bit and just leave it kind of leaning up against the wall, but now the door can open most of the way.
I'm pushing it
Yeah.
so that it falls and cracks.
Okay.
Like there is going to be a loud ass bang
Yeah.
in the hallway behind the party before Grandpa starts making his way towards the rest of the party.
So the
What the heck was that?
large winged demon before you, kind of like when the big crash hangs, he's like, oh, the other one must have finally made it through the door.
He's a little large. Yeah.
Oh yes, I know.
Bond of
he's-
destruction.
Bond of destruction. He says, so the main thing I need to know at this point is, are we going to talk?
Absolutely not.
Who the fuck are you?
Absolutely not.
He's the
No.
devil that is holding.
I'm
the
a devil.
contract. Oh, sorry, a devil. A devil. Semantics. A devil happens to hold the contract that we want to destroy.
Telling me what he is does not tell me who he is. So who are you?
Do you have a name?
Yes.
Are you given names?
Yes.
What is your name?
I'm not telling you,
Damn.
but I will. You may call me D.
Deborah.
Bit on the nose, isn't it?
Your name
Everything
is
about
Deborah
me
now.
is
You're Deborah now. D is too cool for
fine.
you.
I'm Deborah. I should probably be Karen, but we'll stick with Deborah.
So what are we doing?
Destroying the fucking contract.
So I want to keep prepping a spell for at least a minute during this conversation.
Okay.
Okay, what spell are you prepping?
Magic circle.
Gotcha.
And I am behind cover if I need to roll for that.
All right, go ahead and make me a shit. I need a character sheet, and I just jumped out of it. What would be a good skill for that?
Probably stealth because he's trying
Sleight
to
of
hide it.
hand or stealth? Which one do you think you want to do better?
Alright, so say modifier for each.
All right, either one then. And you have advantage, by the way, because you're doing it behind the sarcophagi.
15?
All right, I need to make a roll for him.
Not doing this. No.
All right. So you kind of like preparing the skull, and you're slipping all the components out. You're kind of muttering the initial words under your breath. And how long does it take to cast Magic Circle?
1 minute.
1 minute. All right. So he's kind of looking at y'all, and he's like, "So," he says. He kind of stops and looks at you and says, "So we're fighting then?"
Yes.
He's like,
I also offer
Sounds that way.
absolution.
Oh?
Yeah.
I don't
Just an option.
have a soul. I kind of am a soul, and I'm kind of already in the place where I'm going to go. So you
I
can't
just figured
really
I'd give you,
absolve
you know, an ultimatum that you wouldn't accept in the same way that you gave us one. I just thought it was fair.
I literally offered to deal. You didn't counter offer. You just said we're fighting. So
Well, there's my counteroffer.
okay.
You can't accept it.
You killed everyone in my household.
I have no. I didn't do that.
You as in you.
Oh. Sorry. No. I got it. Yes. Your houseld was murdered by devils.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm assuming you're the biggest one we've seen so far. You're the one in charge.
Well, yeah. I'm the one in charge of this, and he holds up the pact, and he says, "But all that being said."
Did anybody read that before we go and murder
He
this guy?
says, "Oh, no one's going to get a chance to read it." And he kind of like puts his palm out flat, and his palm glows blue, and he just slips it in, and
Well,
Oh, that's awesome.
It was kind of smudged anyways.
yes, but like I said, it's still bound. So if I manage to kill her, then she gets to start out as one of the lowest slugs in hell.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Hey,
That's
we should-
not.
That's one of the things I was trying to tell you, but you guys want to go straight to fighting.
Yeah, no. We now we kind of have to kill you.
Yeah.
You just
No,
threatened
you
my
don't.
daughter. You just threatened my
I
daughter.
did not. I literally stated what the contract states if it's violated. I threatened no
That's-
one. I didn't even
that's
write
still-
that.
You have issued by way of the contract. You have issued a threat against my daughter.
I did not issue any threat against your daughter. I've been trying to talk to you. She's the one screaming that you're going to kill me. You guys are the ones saying we're just going to fight. I'm trying to have a peaceful conversation and a negotiation of a business deal. The rest of you are being blood-crazed maniacs. And yes, there's a lot of emotions going on. Everyone's dead. Lots of people have been murdered.
Fuck am I getting roped into this? I just walked into the room.
I offered
He
an
doesn't have
absolute-
any emotions in this other than he's always kind of cranky, and so's the other one. But everything that's happening right now is not my fault directly. He says, the only thing that's my fault directly at this point is the fact that I'm about to summon a bunch of other devils and we're going to kill you. And then we're going to roll
Alright,
initiative.
fine.
Okay.
And-
there's the
Using
threat.
you.
Since
That's a
this is
threat.
going to be a fight,
So, if for some reason you lose, do we get that contract to see what the fuck it says or no?
I'll allow you that line because it's funny. He says, no! I literally just sent it through a port. I don't even have it.
But
I'd have to go get it now.
I turn to everyone. I'm hating this more and more.
I
I'm
fucking
really
hate
just
it here.
hating this more and more. More and more, I'm hating this.
It's like, I tried so hard. And he
It
literally,
got so far.
and he,
But
he
in the end,
literally-
it doesn't really matter, does
and
it?
he literally
Well,
goes,
that's to be about my minute, right?
yes, I've been tracking it. You're now over the minute. And he literally goes like this, turns his hands like this, pulls his hands apart, and there's a huge cat's cradle of magical energy between his hands, and it begins forming a circle. And Rome, you're going to get to cast your spell before combat goes off. He gets to cast his spell, and then we're going to roll initiative, and we're going to do all that starting next week.
Nice.
Damn.
So yeah, negotiations with devils are fun.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, as an English major, I absolutely love the way that all of that operates. Like, oh my god. Like, That wasn't technically a threat. That was a statement. It just so happened that the information in the statement you interpreted as threatening. That's not my.
Dude, swear to God, devils, the higher level
Lawyers.
devils are lawyers. All of them are lawyers. All of them are fucking lawyers.
Bloody damn lawyer.
And what do devils hate the most, Ray?
Chaos?
Being trapped in a spot. 'Cause they cannot move
Actually,
out of
demons
that
hate it
magical
worse.
circle.
Devils will try and talk their way out of it.
Yeah, he can't. Magic circle has the ability to be reversed, so he can't leave that circle.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, but you can box him in. He can't affect anything outside of the circle. He would be trapped inside.
Attacks out of the circle.
Huh?
Has disadvantage on attacks out of the circle,
Yes.
so he can still attack, but he does have disadvantage.
Yes. And
Can he summon things still? Or
yes, he
that
can
could-
summon anything
yeah,
he wants to
okay.
inside the circle.
Cool.
Fucking
It's just any
bullshit.
devil or fiend in that circle can't affect things outside the circle. You could also reverse it, so the circle goes around the party, and anything outside the circle has disadvantage going.
So what's the big circle you dropped?
That's me.
I was like, that was not me.
As before you said combat initiated, I popped off with my Crusader's Mantle.
Oh, okay.
So going into the fight, we will all have an extra D4 to every single attack.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. Well, this is the big showdown in Utopia's basement.
I just
Technically,
wanted to
it's the
fucking
sub
read the
basement because it's the
contract,
basement
but
underneath the basement. So
Milagros, are you okay?
yeah.
so I do give you a high five for the keeping up with your notes in the process of trying not to break down on
Yeah.
Damn good type of-
Well done, Ditto.
Fuck!
Like literally, like you can actually, if you check, you can see the like. I stopped capitalizing because I can't keep like I can't do both. I can't be like proper in terms of capitalization and like punctuation, and also
And also
write all of
be-
that stuff.
And also be in your feelings.
Like,
yeah.
ouch.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go into
yeah.
my little corner and eat popcorn for like 2 hours.
You gonna go into your bed?
Well, G
Yeah.
fucking G, guys.
Yeah, hell
Yep.
yeah, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
That was dope. That was dope.
Yeah. You guys knew that the Astra thing was not going to end well.
Of course
Oh.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we could find out. We could have found out what the fucking stipulations were. And
Okay,
in
well,
the
go
end,
Gonna read that
so the
contract to us.
if he's a fucking lawyer, basically, then we would be able to see the contract
Oh, yeah.
that
No,
she
no,
is
no.
technically a part of. So we had the opportunity to do it, but instead,
It
everybody
would
would
have
killed this.
It would have
fucking
literally
I'm
been
okay.
the type of situation where, he
guy. I
would
mean,
have.
I'm okay with it too, but I'm still face palming over here like we don't have all the information we need going into this battle.
And the
Why
biggest
don't we
problem.
have all the information? Because y'all motherfuckers want to kill this guy. So,
Yeah.
for all we know, we could kill him
Grandpa.
and literally unleash the 7 stages of fucking hell, and we don't know.
More trophies, sir.
More trophies. The biggest problem with these guys is they don't stick around afterwards, so you don't get any trophies.
Yeah, well,
Lame.
we can take a horn.
We'll take a horn.
Cowards.
Also,
No, I meant their bodies don't stick around. They're not. They're.
You made sure to do that intentionally so I could get fucking.
Don't harvest body parts.
Yeah, like he's like, oh no, he's starting to harvest shit. No, we're gonna nip that in the ass early, and everything you kill is just gonna disappear. You can't get anything.
No. I didn't do that on purpose that way. Literally, demons and devils don't have corporal bodies or in any way, shape, or form. They're made out of the substance of the ether around them and solidified. So when they die, they kind of fall apart and turn back into nothing.
That's also why when you use banishment on creatures from a different plane, they can't come back.
Yep,
It's
because they get sent
it
back to their
destroys
plane.
Their embodiment.
Yep,
Any other creature with banishment just phases out of existence for a round or two.
yep. Yeah. So yeah, because this is not their prime plane, so they can't manifest and stay solid here. And then if you go, and that's a funny thing. The only way to actually kill a demon or a devil is to go to their home turf and kill them. You have
So we're not
to.
even
Looks like
gonna
we're
kill
going to
this
hell.
fucking guy.
Huh?
Well, we're not even gonna kill this fucking guy. We're
Oh,
just gonna destroy his body,
he's gonna be.
and he's gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
And then we're gonna have
be.
to fight him again.
Yeah, he's gonna be banished to hell for 100 years, I think, and he won't be able to come back for 100 years unless he's summoned by someone else.
Okay.
He's gonna get summoned by someone else.
Probably.
Yeah.
Also,
Here's
killing the
my
lawyer doesn't end the
consolation
contract.
for how the night went. I got this really cute little whale pin.
He's
It's
super
a
adorable.
space
I
whale.
love whales.
Face
and
whale.
it came with a free pin. This little puppy.
Aww.
Nice.
So the puppy will keep me company while I cry over my dead, not real dad.
So, everyone, if you guys want to check out stuff, Milagros is back in school, so her time's going to be limited. But I'm assuming you're still creating stuff where you can?
Yes, I am.
So, if you want to follow Milagros' content, you can find it here. Amazing writer, incredible note taker. You guys don't even have any idea. She's freaking amazing. Like, supernaturally almost amazing. She was able to take notes at full speed while crying.
Yes.
So,
I'll try.
so yes, if you want to catch along that stuff, she actually puts out videos on organizing and for novelization and getting your thoughts together and trying to build out as you try and write. So, and it's incredible stuff. If you need help, just go take a look and see if that can help you out, because I'm pretty sure it will. And also, she has this cool dad. His name is Val. And he is played by the mighty Sphinx Akasha. Sphinx has, next Friday is going to be the next episode of his personal streamed game over on ADHD Adventures. And then you are two other games over there, one on the opposite Friday night and one on Saturdays?
So on the opposite Friday night, it's on the Alex Bomb channel.
Oh, Alex Bomb,
Initiatives and Intrigue. On every Saturday with the ADH Adventures crew, I play in a game called Heroes Arc, which is a lot of fun. I play a necromancer named Raziel. And in Initiatives and Intrigues, I play a bard cleric named Badru.
Badru. All right, excellent. Thank you very much. And if you want to check out any of Sphinx's stuff, you can find him there. Rob plays here on this game here. And now we have an amazing announcement. The lab is branching out on their own, starting their own stream. And Rob is going to be me on that stream.
Just Ray's gun.
He's going to assume his race Sona, if you will.
Yeah, and Rob's going to be basically running the stream for them over there, and they're going to continue. I think you're continuing your City of Winter game, correct?
We
With
are.
Ross Kalman?
Yes.
Yeah.
For now, and then once that runs its course, we have a sort of like a setup. We're going to be doing a couple different shows. So we'll see how that goes.
Excellent, gotcha.
Yeah.
So for now, I have your TikTok on here, Rob, so they can follow you there. Once you guys get set up, if you want, I can change it over to that, or you can just add the links into like a link tree for yourself and put the link tree link up there, and then we can put it up there so you guys can follow your content.
Awesome.
But Rob also does TikTok videos. He has one up that he spent a lot of time editing.
Yeah,
but
like
It's very
6
awesome.
hours. Thank you.
no problem. So go check out Rob's content there and look through Rob's content for updates on the lab experiments in gaming and what they're going to be up to as well. All right. And of course, we have the Mysteries of Malfeasance, the bad boys themselves, the obliviously oblivious, the adventurously adventurous, Rome and RJ from Obliviously Adventurous. You guys, how many more episodes do you think you have left in West Haven?
Oh, God.
West Haven's probably going to run through the end of the year.
Okay. So,
We're about at the year and a half mark, a little bit less than that. We've still got 2 generals and the big bad that we need to go through. We've currently been kind of sidetracked on a little personal quest for our gnome sorcerer, as well as
Let's be honest, the past 2 episodes you've been making jewelry for a dragon.
I literally made an infinity crown for a fucking dragon and was very thankful that he did not use it to kill my entire party. Because it had the potential. It has the potential in that crown to basically be the fucking Infinity Gauntlet.
I'm gonna sit on that rock that he can't see me from and laugh at all of you. With your ass.
That's why I made him my friend. Ushtats actually has a friend that's a dragon. It is a very beautiful victory.
So, did you guys change your normal broadcast night?
No, life just has been happening very consistently for us. It seems like every other week we're missing our day. Just because life's been going on. We've had a couple birthdays. We've had a bunch of shit. So,
but it is normally Sundays.
Yes, Sundays 7:30 Pacific is that game. And I will also throw out there, me and Rome, like we have done here, have joined Dungeons and Dumbasses tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Twitch.
Pacific?
If you have enjoyed me trying to punch Grompak in this campaign, you should watch the other one because I clocked the shit out of him.
He did.
He opened the door and I punched him in the face.
Yeah. I
like
play a paladin. He's just brought a monk into the mix. My little brother's actually in there. It's a blast. We're running through Mines of Pandelver.
Mines of Fandelver, yeah.
There's an L in there.
Yep.
Lost Mines of Fandelver.
So we're level 2 right now. Just got into the city of Phandalin, and are working our way through some crazy shit. And it's shenanigans over there, just like it is on OA. So.
Oh yeah, we brought the technical difficulties.
Always.
Also,
Always.
if you want to set up, since you're on more than one show now, you're on several shows, you might want to set up a link tree so we can go ahead and put the link tree up instead of just the OA on Facebook.
I'm gonna leave that.
I just need to pull my OnlyFans off of it, and then I'll
I'm
well,
gonna leave that
what the hell,
the
man? I need to
Mixmaster up
do
there.
OnlyFans.
Nobody wants to see that.
But you made it.
Yeah, but you
Yes,
made it, so
we want to
clearly
see what you made.
Someone wants
I
to.
really didn't.
Oh, you should.
That would be like,
you
there's
need
no
money these
subscription
days,
yet.
man.
There's
But
no subscription fee you're going to pay me to make it private. That's what's happening right here. I'm going to put it on the internet. You're going to pay me to keep it.
Pay me to take these down.
Pay me to stop doing what I'm doing right now.
Story of my life.
All right. So, and of course, if you guys want to support Dinner and a Game, you guys can find our link tree.
what the fuck are those guys?
I don't know, some assholes.
It's like a bunch of nerds.
I know, right?
Nerds. You can find our
I
link
think
tree
they go
here.
by daggers now.
Yeah, well, no,
Yeah,
that's what everyone who
that's
watches
true.
the show is. They're daggers. Yeah, DAAGERS.
Dagger,
Ta-da.
dagger, dagger, dagger,
Dagger,
dagger.
dagger,
Dagger, dagger.
But if you want to follow us, our link tree is there. We have a Patreon. We're revising the rewards. We're getting ready. I've said this like a billion times for almost a year. We're getting ready to do a dice order from overseas, but that's because we're actually getting the money together to do the volume that they need us to do in order to be able to place an order. As you guys know, COVID is hell, and distribution has been totally broken up because of it. And because of that, Chinese distributors are like, no, you have to place X dollar amount order, or we're not even going to bother to take it because shipping costs are so much right now. So we're trying to get that set up. We're trying to build that out, and we're going to be placing that order. Those are for our dice, which we're going to do in a dungeon of different colors. But I am also getting a setup to make my own dice, and I'm printing out my masters right now. And so we're going to be doing custom dice as well as generic dice sets. I'm printing out dice trays. I'm printing out everything else. And what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of teaching myself how to 3D sculpt so I can do more customization on the dice trays and everything like that. And we're going to be adding all this to our store, which is in the link tree. We're going to be adding these in as rewards for our Patreon levels, and we're going to be doing these as contest giveaways as well. So we're going to be starting all that, and we are going to be starting doing our giveaways for followers here on Twitch, which I think the first thing we're going to give away as a giveaway for followers on Twitch is if we can get to 600 followers on Twitch, we will give away a D&D player's guide.
Whoa.
You good? Hello?
That was so intense it interrupted the Twitch stream.
I coughed so hard it interrupted Twitch.
Up. Yep.
Give it a second.
That was weird.
Nope, give
It's
it a
quite the noise, too.
I broke him again.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
So that was okay. I thought that was coming from my end. All the weird whoop.
No.
Nope. That's all the another hiccup yet again. So, if you guys can hear me, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna keep talking.
I mean,
even though
after 30
everything
seconds.
seems to be locked up. But what we're going to be going ahead and doing giveaways with these as prizes, and we're going to be building out more prize giveaways based on our followers on Twitch, our followers on Facebook, our followers on Twitter, and our followers on TikTok. So all that's going to be coming up in the future. So keep an eye on all our social medias. They're all in the link tree. And we are going to let you guys get out of here in the meantime. Let's see if we can find someone to raid. Oh.
Raid.
Let's see.
Great Shadow Legends.
Shadow Legends.
Wait, shut up.
No.
Amy Love 113 is playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I think I am Love. I think I've seen her show before. They're doing They're doing a D&D live play right now. Now remember, anything you can do to help streamers out, follows are the biggest thing you can do for them. Anything else is above and beyond. We all appreciate it. It's just acknowledgement that you enjoy our content. So we're going to go raid this channel to tell them Dinner Game sent you, tell them thank you for providing content, and give them a follow if you can. We really appreciate it. Show them some love. So you guys have a good night. At Dinner Game, we always save you a seat at the table. Tonight, that table was for Kingdoms of Mist and for these amazing people, and we will be back tomorrow with City of Mist, Ethos, and Mythos. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for your nap.
God, my throat is just killing me. I don't know what's going on.
Oh no.
It's almost like I talked a lot or something. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you again.
All right, see ya.
Bye. Oh, yeah, it's fucking fantastic, Malagros.
That thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember the night that Arya spilled
Oh,
Rome's
good
drink
lord.
on
Oh,
it,
my
and
God.
he was ready to throttle her. In the middle of a stream, like, knocked his entire drink onto the keyboard.
No.
But it's tactile switches, so it's easy enough to clear through it. Like, there's no... It's not any space or hollowness. They're all mechanical and off the board.
Oh, nice.
So it really didn't do much. Some of them, like, stick a little, but...
I'm looking at like typewriter style ones because I think those are cool.
This is probably the best responsive keys I've ever had in a keyboard. And they're mechanical, so you don't have to slam them down like regular keyboards. They're extremely touch sensitive.
Yeah, mine are louder than hell, and I had to beat the crap out of them.
Well, that's why I take